I will refrain from saying much more by way of introduction because I know that Prithika's personal history is something she will share in her speech. But I do want to simply note that in her accomplishments, her character, and her aspirations, she embodies the best qualities of the new school. She is creative, engaged, a true global citizen, driven by a strong sense of values, and the will to use her considerable skills and knowledge to make a meaningful difference and improve lives. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our 2014 Commencement student speaker, Prithika Praba Madhavan.
Okay, so that was a really tough act to follow, but I'm going to give it my best. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. I appreciate it. So, President Van Zandt, trustees, faculty, families, graduates, and the larger New School community gathered here today. It is an incredible honor for me to speak in front of you. I'm both deeply humbled and grateful to have received this opportunity. As I was deep in thought preparing this speech, I wondered what I was going to talk to you about today. I could talk to you about the science of innovation disruption, hybrid wireframes, or lean user experience design. But then I figured that you could learn all those things by typing them into Google. But the one thing that you wouldn't be able to find would be my story, and that is what I'm here to share with you today. My name is Prithika. I'm of Indian origin, but I was born and brought up in Jakarta, Indonesia. 3 years ago, I embarked upon the journey of a lifetime, traveling 9,867 miles on a 21-hour flight, crossing the Indian and Atlantic Oceans to be here and fulfill my dreams at the new school. During my time here, my friends nicknamed me Free Bird. And over the years, it has become a big part of my personality. They called me Free Bird because I was the bird who flew away. Indonesia is a country of 17,000 islands, with a population of 246.9 million people, out of which the Indian population represents 109,000. What were the chances of pursuing a formal education in my family's history? Not much. What was the price of living freely and turning my dreams into a reality? Too much. I had never known what it felt like to live freely without anyone watching over me or tracing my footsteps. But there was one person who saw that I had wings, and that was my mother. My mother dreamed of studying gemology and diamond grading at the Gemological Institute of America in Los Angeles. Unfortunately, she was unable to do so as a result of family constraints. But that did not stop the rebel in her. She saved up her pocket money, invested it in gemology textbooks over the years, she taught herself, and earned herself a job as an international diamond jewelry designer. Despite her constraints, she chose to live her life independently. She paved her own path, followed her dream career, fell in love, and married the man of her dreams, who is my lovely father. But the one thing that my mom craved and lacked was a formal education. She always wanted me to have the education that she never got. I'll always remember the night I first learned about Parsons. It was a rainy evening, and as we sat down on our flannel brown couch after dinner, my mom flipped on the Discovery Travel and Living channel, and that, my friends, was my first Project Runway episode. My mom always knew that I was deeply interested in design thinking and facets of the design industry. She brought Parsons to my attention and told me that if I'd get into the best design school in the world, my future would thank me for it. That June 15, 2008, my mother was diagnosed with third-stage ovarian cancer. But we all knew that she was a fighter and lived in the belief that she would battle her way through. Even in the throes of the vicious cycle of cancer, my mother found great joy in helping me prepare my Parsons application. On December 26, 2010, we were overjoyed to learn that I had received an unconditional acceptance to Parsons, the New School for Design in New York, to pursue a degree in strategic design and management. A year later, as I prepared to leave for New York, I went into my mom's room to say goodbye. She held me close and barely above a whisper, with the strength that I knew it had taken her the whole day to muster. She said to me, "Prithika, you are now going to do something that I always wanted to, but was never able to. Promise me that as you start this new chapter, you will not take even a single day for granted. Each day that you are there, keep your focus on the end goal. Work hard and give it your 110% best. Stay focused and become someone that I will be proud of. And when you are wearing that cap and gown, standing on stage on the day of commencement, you will have fulfilled my dream." 21 hours later, I landed in New York, the city of my dreams. On the taxi ride back from JFK, I had my first conversation with an English-speaking taxi driver. This was a rare encounter for me, coming from a city where only the most educated spoke English. I also remember seeing a Bed Bath & Beyond billboard of two gay men in their wedding tuxedos holding a bouquet together. I never knew that such a thing as socially accepted same couples even existed. And while this was incredibly eye-opening for me, it allowed me to embrace the beauty of all the diversity that New York City had to offer. At Parsons, I jumped right into the curriculum and became deeply immersed in the new school community. Everything was going great, almost too good to be true. Then came the night of September 26, 2011. My phone rang at 1:13 a.m., and it was my father. I've always known my father to be someone who is strong, poised, and fearless. But that night, his voice sounded different. He said, "Prith, I think you should think about coming home. Mom really wants to see you, and she's not doing too well." Before I could catch the next flight out, I received another phone call from my father, and it was the first time I heard him cry. He said, "Baby, I'm sorry. She's gone." I felt the ground beneath my feet shake, and I didn't know what had hit me. I dropped on the ground on the corner of 5th Street and 5th Avenue, amidst the loud, chaotic sounds of ambulances, fire trucks, and angry cabbies on road rage. I was totally, completely lost in translation of that moment. But somehow I made it back to the dorms and straight to the airport. I will always remember that flight home as being one of the longest and most painful journeys that I had to endure. 15 hours to Dubai, 9 hours in Dubai, and another 8 hours back to Jakarta. As soon as I arrived at Soekarno-Hatta Airport, my little sister grabbed me tight, and she brought me home. We battled a 2-hour traffic jam, and when I walked through the door, all that was left was a photo frame of my mother on the table, and our house covered in a sea of over 1,000 people dressed all in white. The faces of my family members were left completely lifeless. The days that followed elucidated a period of grief, frustration, anger, and disbelief. Since I only had 14 days to be away before I'd fall too far behind with classes, the question arose, to stay or to go? I could not leave my family in that broken state, but my father told me that there was something I should know. He said that when I left home for the first time to join the new school and Parsons, my mom knew that it would be the last time she was ever going to see me, let alone graduate university. But that was not going to stop her from allowing me to achieve what would have been one of the most wonderful experiences in my life. When she hugged and kissed me goodbye, she knew that was the end. My dad looked me in the eyes and told me that going back to college and completing this degree would be the biggest tribute that I could give to my mom. And so I did. That semester, I returned to the new school, somehow managed to wrap up all my classes in time, received my first 4.0 GPA in university, and recognition on the dean's list. And here I am today, standing on this stage, giving the commencement speech of 2014, about to graduate. Thank you for allowing me to share with you the story of my mom. This is my way of giving her presence here today. I hope in hearing my story that you each find something that resonates with you. Each of you have broke through some constraint to be here today. Each of you have traveled a distance to arrive at this point in your lives. Each of you encountered some deep emotional challenge that shook you. Each of you have mustered the courage to battle all the challenges that came your way. And each of you have succeeded. I feel so lucky to tell my story up here today, but I know that there are over thousands of stories that are just as beautiful and life-changing as mine. Graduating from a legendary and progressive university, I could not be more honored than to be giving this speech here today. The New School is a place where people come to challenge the status quo, to embrace obstacles, and to start revolutions. For me, that revolution is being the first female to graduate in my family. I urge each of you to take a moment and celebrate the revolution that each of you are bringing forth today. Tomorrow evening, this Freebird is about to fly away once again. I leave for Los Angeles to start my career as a user experience designer and a wearable technology specialist to design products that solve simple, life-changing solutions for women. If all goes as planned, my first product to watch out for will be the e-bra. The e-bra is a wearable technology device that allows breast cancer victims to naturally regenerate their breast shape through simply wearing this bra on a daily basis. Embedded with estrogen sensors, this bra has 3 functions: minimizing, maximizing, and moderating. The breast shape will be adjusted based on a daily basis, picked up on the estrogen sensors, and when worn over a period of time, it'll allow the breast to come back to normal shape without having to go under the knife or radiation or any surgery at all. My wearable technology products are focused on the broader topic of effective computing and designing devices and services that will provide life-changing solutions for women. As I continue with my research, my goal is to continue exploring and to build robust, real-world systems to stand up to everyday challenges for ordinary people like you and me. Apart from the short-term plan, I do not know what the future may hold for me, and perhaps this is the case for many of you out there today. Whatever it may be, just know that you are ready. We are ready. Even though you may have obstacles and challenges to deal with, know that just as you have dealt with them during your time here at the New School, you are ready to go forth into the world and do it once again. You are going to surpass every obstacle and raise the bar even higher for yourselves. All 3,000 of you graduating here today are about to change the world in some way. Launching back into my Freebird mode, for the next 30 seconds, I want you to stop, think, and ask yourselves, if you were a bird sitting on a tree and you had a comfortable and safe nest, would you feel scared if the tree shook and the branch beneath you broke? Well, you shouldn't. This is it. The time is now. You are ready to fly up to the highest branch of that tree until you arrive at the best destination you possibly can for yourselves and others. My time at the New School has allowed me to reflect on the concept of time altogether. Time provides us with a multitude of memories. Certain memories we wish never existed, and others we wish we could constantly replay. Whatever each time represented, it has shaped who we are today. During our time here at the New School, we looked at exams, Hurricane Sandy, and the Arctic winter as arduous times, but we were all happy to learn that they did not last. Similarly, as we moved into a new building and grew with equal opportunities, we realized the power of positive times when they are spent with the people who encourage you to be a responsible world citizen, a collaborative worker, an adaptable learner, and a creative individual who's deeply engaged in self-directed learning for the betterment of all. As we soak in this moment of closing one chapter and starting another, it may seem like an overwhelming time, but I urge you to think differently. My mother had a dream to send me off to college, and she did. She wanted to start the revolution of educating girls in our family, but unfortunately, she passed away 1 month after I joined the new school. As much sadness as this event has brought, it has also given me the power to appreciate what we have now. Live in the moment and enjoy life for all that it has to offer. Join an organization, nonprofit, consulting, corporate, create your own, or go back to school and pursue new dreams that emerge during your time here at the new school. Do something that provides food for your soul and places you in a positive working environment. Spend each moment basking in the glory of all the hard work and effort that you have put into this education. Let your dreams stand tall. Let your wings allow you to soar. Be the free bird that is not limited by any constraints to succeed in this ever-changing world. Congratulations, class of 2014. You are ready. Thank you.